energizes the furnace. That's it. There's no gas valve. There's no other source of power except for the breaker right here. Okay? Two on the side, right?
220, 220.
Yes. 2-pole right there. Okay? Now, you need to check the disconnects in the back. Alright, he really likes to keep the locks off the ring. Alright, this is what energizes and sends power to the complete furnace here. Okay? Okay. So. Alright, now, what we've got here, guys, alright, the parts inside the furnace. Alright, I'm going to turn the power off so I don't get electrocuted. Okay? Inside the furnace, you know what? I have my own flash. It's much better than this.
Oops, sorry.
Here's element 1, element 2, element 3. Okay? And he's got it marked over here. Element 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now, the power that is entering to element 1 are these two wires here, the two black wires. You've got 120 volts going in here to the fusible link, passing through the fusible link, going through the element. You have other 120 volts going in right here, okay? Being energized, going through the high limit, and then going through the coil. So 120 at 120 equals 240 volts to power that heating element, okay? Now, the power from the one side, okay, is coming directly from the breaker on the side. The other side, the power is coming from the breaker as well, but yet it plugs into the sequencer. Okay? So if you notice here, we have the black wire going to the sequencer, going all the way in to energize. Okay? On the back side here, okay, the blue wire on the back of the sequencer and the white wire is connected to the gold contacts. What are the gold contacts again, guys?
24 volts.
24 volts heater. Yeah, low voltage heater for the sequencer.
Controls.
Okay, exactly, for controls. Now, if you notice, guys, the red wires, okay, are for heater number 2. We wrote it in pencil. Okay? Yellow wires are for heating element number 3. Okay? Sequencer 1 powers element 1. Sequencer 2 powers up the second element, and 3 powers up the third one. Okay? Now, this back here, guys, what's that circuit board back there?
Okay. What is it?
What's the name of that circuit board back there? EBTDR, electronic blower time delay relay. Okay? It's right there on the schematic. Okay, EBTDR. If you don't remember what EBTDR stands for, remember, it's in your notes, and it's also in the notes on the bottom of that schematic. Okay? Now, another thing we've got here is we got the transformer. 240 volts steps it down to 24 volts. Okay? And another thing I need to point out to you guys is this right here. Okay? These are our thermostat wires right here. Okay? Adriano extended them from here, from the EBTDR up front here, so that you guys can get some readings off here. It's much safer to get the readings from here than to reach back there to get the actual readings. Okay? So that's why we moved it up here for you guys.
So that's the first like this.
Exactly, yeah, right there. Okay? Alright, now, down here, guys, okay, is the blower motor. Okay? The blower motor is 240 volts. Okay? It's not 120. Okay? Higher the voltage, lower the amp draw. Okay? And remember I mentioned in class, the evaporator coil's on the bottom. Okay? The reason why the evaporator coil's on the bottom because in case our condensate pan gets filled with water and doesn't drain, it gets plugged, we're going to have water leak down here instead of on top of the electrical components and damage and destroy the furnace. Mm-hmm. Okay? Alright, any questions so far?
You're talking about right now the wire. With the air going through, is any way to build some condensing on the top?
Condensation?
Yeah.
No, because it's all going to be right here. The blower isn't strong enough to lift water up or condensation up off the coil. Okay?
So where's the heat exchanger now?
The heat exchanger is right here. It's all right there. This is the heat exchanger inside. You don't see it. And another thing you don't see also is you don't see the fusible link because it's inside that chamber.
So if it's if it's electric furnace, we do not have the task, the clean and cleaning the clamshell.
Oh no!
It actually doesn't have heat
No need,
exchanger,
no need
right?
for maintenance. Less maintenance.
It's sometimes less maintenance. Yes, there's other things you need to check. You need to check your connections, make sure they're under nice and tight. Make sure you have no burnt wires. Okay. Make sure the blower wheel's actually clean. Okay. That you can take out and clean as well, like you do. Okay. Yeah. Big thing is you want to make sure you want to check all your connections on your wires. That's the biggest thing right there. Okay. Okay. Now, this is what we're going to do. This is how we work in teams. Okay. So now, what I want is the person that's going to be actually doing the work is standing directly in front of the furnace. Now, you're going to be my partner. Okay. So what my partner is going to do is that he's going to bark out and tell me what to do. Okay. And then he can write down on his sheet what I find in the furnace. Or he can write down on my sheet. I don't care. Once we're done with it, with the sheets, answering all the questions, I think there's a page and a half. All right, now I'm just cranking up the furnace to have the unit come on. There we go. Okay, now either he can hold the meter for me in the paperwork, I don't care, or I can actually go in there myself. Alright? Keep in mind, guys, this is not a holder. We don't do this. Okay? Alright. So, since the probes are long enough, I think I can get away with it. Okay? So, what I can do is I can have him hold this, or I can have him look at the numbers for me. Alright, now, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me what to do. Alright? Start with number 1.
What is the voltage from R to W?
Alright, he wants me to check the voltage from R to W. So here we go, R to W, okay? I can tell right I'm touching R to W, I don't want to take my eyes off of this. What's the voltage say in the meter?
2015,
Okay.
0.1556.
Okay, so then he can write that down, okay? What do I got to do next?
What is the voltage across the 24 volt activation heater of sequencer number 1?
Okay, he wants me to check the voltage across the heater of sequencer 1. Where's the heater?